seem to delight in following the patterns of persons who are not members of our race, persons who do not identify themselves with us, but we copy their behaviors, we copy their mannerisms, we copy their styles, and sometimes it makes us look like mimic men, according to Naipaul, Vidya Naipaul from Trinidad, who himself, by the way, identified himself as an Englishman, more so than a West Indian, Caribbean man or Trinidadian. Of course, he would have won the Nobel Prize for Literature a couple of years ago. Now, today is Friday, of course, and we know that Friday comes around more often than any other day. Today, Friday, 6th November 2020, and we are happy for the occasion. Once again, we give God thanks for this glorious privilege. You know, we seem to be surrounded by a sea of sickness and disease and death. And of course, when we mix those with immorality, greed, and injustice, it's really a potent, lethal, toxic mix. And we need as much sanity and firmness of mind and spirit in order to deal with them. And I personally can't do it except I'm in tune with Almighty God. So I give Him thanks and praise for all that He has done and is doing. And no doubt will continue to do according to the promises in His Word. Today we have an open line. Yesterday we discussed with you matters affecting and relating to the Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Today we have an open line so you can talk to us about what you consider to be important in your community or in the country or perhaps in the world. Of course, we know that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, his party has won the elections again, which means he would be serving a 5th consecutive term. I'm not so sure if there is precedent in the Caribbean. He might very well be making history in that respect. It means that at the end of his tenure, he would have served 25 uninterrupted years as Prime Minister. And I am trying hard to find if there is an equal in the history of Caribbean electoral politics. So we have to congratulate him in as much as those of us who would have preferred to see a change, because some of us who believe that people staying in power, not just in the Caribbean anyway, for too long, and not just in politics, by the way, in any position, they begin to change from being representatives of the people and champions of democracy and so on, and they themselves become oppressors and suppressors and repressors. We're not saying that this is the case or this will be the case of Ralph Gonsalves. Certainly not. We're not even suggesting that, but in a general sense, we find that this is what tends to obtain. But we congratulate Ralph Gonsalves. You can talk to us about, do you think that the Caribbean constitutions need to be rewritten the way we are heading in a certain direction in St. Kitts, where we want to impose term limits on the Prime Minister? Do you think that should be across the board? We know in the United States, where Donald Trump seems to be on his way out, we can't write him off totally yet, where, on the contrary, you can't serve, a president cannot serve for more than 2 consecutive terms. He cannot serve for more than 8 years, right? Maximum 10 in the United States. Here in the Caribbean, you can serve ad infinitum. You can serve forever, and of course, we know that forever is a long time. But what do you think? Should we adopt the US model, or should we continue the way we are, where a party, a Prime Minister, can serve for as long as, not as long as he wishes? We would have to admit and say that if we believe in the sanctity of the democratic exercise, we believe that the people elect the government of their choice, then we will have to say they serve as long as the people wish. Since this is not a dictatorship, it's a democratic environment in which we operate, we would have to say that the presidents, the prime ministers serve for as long as the people wish, as opposed to for as long as they themselves or their party wish. Alright, so what do you think of that? Because I believe that both arguments have their merits and demerits. Each argument has its pros and cons. So I would like to hear from some of the callers what they think about that particular process. Ralph Gonsalves and his party just won 9 seats out of 15. And the opposition would have won 6 seats. Of course, for the past 2 or 3 elections, Gonsalves' party has held on to a 1-seat majority, an 8-7 majority in Parliament. But this time around, they seem to have increased the majority. In terms of seats, ladies and gentlemen, because it's important to note that according to the figures, the opposition party, which won 6 seats, garnered almost 4,000 or 5,000 more votes. They won more votes than Gonsalves' party, but Gonsalves' party won more seats. We have had that occur in St. Kitts 1-on-1. The Labour Party in particular would have won more votes than the opposition party, or opposition parties combined, and individually or combined, and of course they would not have formed the government. Not just in recent times, but even before 1995, that would have happened. So, is that really a true form of democracy, where the will of the majority of the people really is not considered, is not applied, so to speak? Because if the majority of the people, if the voice of the people is really supposed to be heard, and democracy is supposed to be the rule of the majority, one of the definitions of democracy is that it's the rule of the majority, and that the majority speaks clearly that it wishes to have this party in power, yet by virtue of the structure of the system, a party that receives the lesser number of votes ends up forming the government and running the country. What do you think? Let's take this caller. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Blake. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Boyne.
Yes, I listening here to you. I didn't get to hear the results of the St. Vincent elections last night until when you mentioned it just now.
Right.
So, that's a remarkable comeback, even though it was just an extra seat, because Mr. Gonsalves, he governed with a 1-seat majority for the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it was 8-7. Now it is 9-6.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the popular vote, it is something that I think Caribbean governments would need to look at, because I think the majority of the let us concentrate on CARICOM. The majority of the CARICOM countries, I think they normally use the what they call it, the Westminster style, the constituency,
Yes, first past the post.
Yeah. So you find sometimes your party can lose an election, but gain the popular vote.
No, can lose an election in terms of the popular vote, but win the government.
We're right. Yeah. Because if you look at the United States, remember it happened to Hillary Clinton last year, 4 years ago. Sorry.
Yes.
Because of the Electoral College.
Right.
Because she got the popular votes more than Mr. Trump.
Almost 3 million more. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so it is something that I think CARICOM would have to look at if they want to continue this way. Well, it's up to them, because I think it's only about 3 out of the 15 CARICOM states that use proportional representation.
Right.
I think it's Haiti, Guyana, and I think Suriname.
Mm-hmm.
All the rest, they go the constituency way. So it is something they would have to look at.
Yeah, one wonders if it's not a contradiction or contravention of democracy, where the will of the majority, as I said, is not exercised in manner of speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I continue to listen.
Thank you. Okay, every time Mr. Boyne for that opinion. Let's see what others think. All right. And a lot of us were saying, and this is interesting, a lot of us were saying that Donald Trump, well, both Donald Trump and Joe Biden are septuagenarians, that is to say they're in their 70s. One is 74, one is 77. Let's take this caller first before we complete that thought. Hello? Okay. But Ralph Gonsalves himself is 74 years old. All right. So I don't think we should be condemning those leaders, saying they should have bowed out and let the younger people contend for the leadership and thus for the presidency. And here we have in the Caribbean the same thing. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, Brother Blake.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, just tune in, so I don't know if you have a special topic.
No, it's an open line.
Okay, right. I would like to just make a little input. Now, Mr. Blake.
Mm-hmm.
Some years ago, I don't know if you were born already, because you look like one of them pampered children. You don't know nothing but diaper.
I like that. Pampered children. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, me and Mr. Boyne, we know about hipping and diaper.
Okay.
Now, we used to get a little black gun. We call it cork gun. You buy a cork shot, a box of cork shot, and you push it in front in the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
They had single barrel and they had double barrel and 4 barrel. And the government of the day, that was in the 60s, come up to the 70s, he banned them from in here in St. Kitts.
Okay.
Because he said they were dangerous and they fool a lot of people. And then come down the line, they were banned.
You mean they look like real guns?
Huh?
They look like real guns?
Wait, yeah, let me turn. Okay, go ahead, talk now.
No, we asked you if they look like real guns.
Yes.
That's why they were banned, okay.
Right, and I could tell you this, a youngster in St. Croix, a police kill him because he went around with one of them and he went up on the police stop and he said, trick or treat. And he had the thing and he shot. And the police said, oh yeah, trick or treat? Well, I don't know why you got on there. And the police blast. And when they take him up, he's a little cork gun.
Oh boy.
Now, lately, before this new administration in, I know that they were banned and they were asked by the government nobody was supposed to import those things in St. Kitts. Well, I know 2 business places. They defy the government orders and they bring them in and they were selling them. And one of them argument was that they got them selling, so why not you buy them and sell them? Well, I am saying this here. But like last night, right here where I live, there is a young couple. They just have a young baby, 6 weeks old. And some youngsters between 7 years to 12 years. Where they get money from to buy them? They come right there in front of the people in place, and these here sound like the bunker busters what they were using in Pakistan and Afghanistan to lick out bin Laden when they couldn't find him. Terrible, and you know how a bomb can sound down in the valley. The echo gone all over the place. I had to call out to them and say, man, how you move from down here with them foolishness? Move! Look why you got wait by the woman and she young baby in there. But it seems like the woman husband afraid to come out and talk because first thing they're gonna say, you know from here. But the man has a right to live and be undisturbed. Well, they went and they come back again, and you're going to tell me up to after 11 or here listening to 2 o'clock on this radio station, and they come back again and they leg of 5. Mr. Blake, you could have stayed from where you are up in Z, and here one leg up your tongue.
Well, I did stay from where I live in Wade's Garden, and here a number of them, very loud and hard, and some other guys were with me, and they were saying, hey, this really sounds like Afghanistan. I don't believe I was hearing the same ones you were hearing, but definitely, wherever we were, they definitely are deafening to a large extent.
Exactly. Deafening, man, and frightening too. Some years ago, they leg of one young boys, and the lady was sick with her heart and she had pressure. The woman died as a result of hearing that, and right by the woman place. And then look what done happened down between Old and Vortels. A man lose his life. All of them just say pow. But some of them got in some different kind of bomb. A man lose his life. They use the opportunity of that night to shoot the man, kill the man. So I am calling on the people who are allowing these things to come in the country. Check them and sort them and tell them you can't go nowhere with these here. These are seas. Because they're going to go further in a better Blake. The heart of man desperately wicked, and they will do all kind of things for laugh. They will look to throw them there in people's window. And what happened in there now? Okay then, all the best. Thank you, Brother Blake.
Okay, thank you for your
I'll
comment.
continue to listen.
Very well. Thank you for your comment. We remember over the years, I remember as a small boy, we used to be lighting starlight more than anything else. It was starlight, burn up the tongue, that kind of thing. Pop up stems. But, and then the bombs we had never made these kinds of noises. Definitely, the decibel level were far below what we're hearing now. When I was a youngster in Bastia Boys School and high school, celebrating Guy Fawkes, Guy-Fawkes, please. I know a lot of people like to think it's F-O-X. Guy Fawkes, and that's the name of an individual, by it. It's the name of a man who led the conspiracy to try to blow Parliament in 1605. And by the way, it is the same King James who was on the throne at the time, King James of the King James Bible, the King James version of the Bible fame. Alright? The papal supporters of the Pope were against the idea. Let's take this caller. Hello. Yeah, we on?
Good morning, Brother Blake.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Brother Blake is terrible with these bum niggas here now. And the young people them ain't have no respect at all for even their mother, their father, and the elderly who in the home. You understand? They're blasting them anyway. And when these bomb blast, they don't shake house. Last night it was terrible in tongue. I made to understand that this bandit thing already. I want to know what the situation with these, and they're coming harder and harder. You understand? Young people don't have no respect for their own elderly. Do you mean that one elderly home in their home can't sleep because of these bums? And can't about the culture. A lady that some here down here because of that. They put one in a garbage pan. It wasn't powerful as that. But they throw it in the pan and put back the cover over it. And the blast it. Cause the lady get a heart attack and die. And this is the problem. So I want the government to look in serious into these bomb, the business that they're bringing in the country. Either ban them or those one was sound like a dynamite. Man, get rid of those, man. Don't let nobody bring them in, ban them out of the country, man. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. If I get back, but I'll be.
Thank you. Very well. Yeah. We have another caller. Hello.
Frank and Candid.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Blake.
Good morning.
The same King James you're talking about here, 1605, was also called the wisest fool in Christendom.
Okay.
He had the Bible translated.
Definitely.
You know,
1611.
Guy Fawkes with the conspiracy, you know. Because of his, he'll quit up in Parliament for days and just speak for days. He was called the wisest fool in Christendom. So he had the Bible translated, you know what I mean? King James IV of Scotland and King James I of England.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that added information, definitely. So, and by the way, those of us who have King James versions of the Bible, if you read the preface, it's a very loquacious and praise of King James, you know, for giving authority for the Bible to be printed at the time, you know, great and powerful, something like that. You know, it begins in ascribing thanks to him for giving permission to write the Bible. We should read it sometimes. It's an interesting exercise in flattery. Yes, but I believe that we as children should be allowed to have innocent fun. We have to be careful to the extent we allow that to happen. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Dumpling.
I hear you.
Mr. Blake, I know we used to have voice back, but not like this. This is terrible. You see all up in the hospital and you could hear this thing blowing like a barrel.
Yes.
Rocking up the place. They need to do something about it.
Yeah, it is.
And then the small children, them, there is the advantage with it too, because I understand they had confusion with your song and not noise. the shooting, the bumping all in the face and so. Police have to come cross here by government headquarters and all. And they have to do something about it. I don't let you start acting, Mr. Blake. A couple years they said I'm done with it.
Yeah.
You can't get to sleep all at 12 o'clock until this big ass thing lingo. Suppose I had shut last night. They put their ass to cancel the service. Okay, Mr. Blake, this is Dumpling, eh?
Yeah, thank you, Dumpling. Appreciate your call. We have another caller. Hello.
Greetings.
To you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on onto the program.
What did he say? Sorry, what did he say?
Frank and Candid.
Yes, sir.
I'm not here to talk any politics this morning, right? But I am here to talk about a grievous concern that I've been having, unfortunately, for the whole of 2020, right? Now, me and my wife, we took up ourselves and we went to National Bank to gain a mortgage loan.
Right.
This is since last year, October, November, right?
Yes, sir.
2019. We actually got through with the loan. We proceed ahead to build the house. The house is now completed. On the 9th of January 2020, I would have made applications to Water Department to gain services as a first-time homeowner to get the utility, to get water connected to the house. Along the lines of me doing that, I think it was in February or March, I can't get my hand on that file for some reason, I made applications to Skelec now for them to come and put whatever infrastructure in place so we could get electricity at the property. I am telling you, even before any COVID-19 came to the Caribbean, if you could record the date I just tell you, the 9th of January 2020, I made the application to Water Department. I am sitting here now, and today is the 6th of November. I've been to secretaries, I've been to PS, I've been to ministers. I don't know where to go. And is some kind of one around, some kind of. So I don't want to get frustrated over the radio, but it's some kind of nonsense every time I go. And I find that it is because I have exercised enough patience. Understand? A year done gone since the mortgage loan been approved. So the property done bill, and we can't get water, we can't get current.
So what reasons are being advanced to you? What are you being told? Are you being promised that it will be done and it's not being done, or are you being told it cannot be done? What are you being told?
I am being told that they're coming to do it and nobody coming. Nobody coming, nobody showing up. As a matter of fact, just this week I did some work. And I am told by my contractor that one of the guys for Water Department went there on the property and the contractor is playing with him. Boy, come and connect the people in water. Let we pressure the lines for the house to see what's going on. And the remark that he passed is when he ready, he gonna come and do it. I mean, these are people that you have sitting down, working and collecting a government salary every month, and got people out here under frustration.
That individual,
come on, this is unfair.
That individual should be reported to his supervisor.
Excuse me?
That individual should be reported to his supervisor, to his boss.
I've done that a million times now and nothing been done.
Well, boy, I really...
Understand?
That's interesting.
Trust me, Mr. Blake, I don't know where else to run go. Understand? Me come here, come talk no politics. I actually been in conversations with Minister Richards. I've tried talking to Timothy Harris, and it's like nobody showing no sign of concern.
Are you the only house, building, structure in that area?
Presently?
Yes.
And there's one actually behind of me now building.
I see.
Like two, literally 2 blocks behind me. So that's been under construction.
Is access a problem? Is access one of the issues, do you think?
Access is not a problem. The
So
infrastructure is not there. watch, the infrastructure is not there completely in terms of the electricity. That I understand much. But the water lines, they already there because the reservoir just up the road from me in large, and this incident is happening in large slopes. Understand? And me gonna be running up and down, back and forth, seeing the permanent secretary, seeing no what you call them, no receptionist and these things are not working out. I am just absolutely fed up. This is stupidness. You understand me?
Very well. Okay,
so
well.
Somebody, and they know about the situation, but everybody just want to be tight-lipped and guy me running in circles. This ain't good. If I could go as far as tell you, me and my wife, we ain't 35 years yet, and we actually got you with a mortgage loan out of National Bank. House down bill, no one want water and current, nothing a go on. That can't be right.
Okay, well, I agree with you. It doesn't sound right, but and I don't know what I can do from here. Since you've been to the minister, as far as the minister, and nothing is done, I can only appeal to their consciences and to a sense of urgency with respect to having water on your premises. But thank you for ventilating that. I hope that it ends up in some results taking place. All right.
Mr. Blake, morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I tell the guy just now about report to supervisors.
Yeah.
Supervisors, what's on the workers there now?
Really?
Yeah. You better report to yourself. Yeah, with these bombs now. You see what I do, right? They get a bucket, like a plastic bucket container, and they put a couple in the bucket. You could like some and not some, because when the first one never off, all the second one never. And there we get this big blast off, because it busts up the bucket. You see? So when they go to them stupid this they know, somebody aside should have had the real thing. And when the bucket explodes, when they look and see a man fall, they don't know we fall. Okay, see you.
Thank you. I think if there's a ban in place, it definitely should be enforced. If there is no ban, one should be instituted. I hope we're not going to wait until one of those same youngsters injures himself. He loses a hand, loses a leg, loses his face, or loses his life, and then the authorities take severe action. Let's not wait until that happens, because that could very well happen, of course. That could very well happen. We don't want to wait until that occurs. I believe that if not all of them, and maybe we shouldn't ban all of them, but certainly there are different kinds and types which should not be allowed in. And if the folks are complaining about noise pollution, about the number of them, not just one or two, but all night, from the time the sun sets until past midnight, no, this cannot be right. And my view is that starting off with those that are loudest in terms of the decibel levels, they should be banned for sure. And I do recall at one point there was an attempt to put a stop to their importation and thus their use. But certainly from last night, I would not hear last 2 years I would not have been here. But this year, last night I did hear quite a few, for quite a while, very loudly from my abode at Wade's Garden. And now we're hearing it from other areas, other people from other areas. It means that generally there is dissatisfaction with the quantity that are being exploded and the loudness thereof. And so it behoves the authorities to intervene once again, because as I said before, already we have people who are being made uncomfortable, and we don't want one of the individuals themselves to get seriously injured. So let's deal with that. All right. We were discussing earlier let's take another caller then. Hello, caller.
Hello, Mr. Blake. Happy Friday to you.
To you as well.
What happened when we put out the order out there? We don't serious with it. And Mr. Brother, I could have never come back here again and win fully. You hear?
Yes, ma'am.
The cycle thing around. They used to try to do it to Mr. Days and they make it them stop it, you know. We want to got so much people right now, we want to be lollies up and down with this cycle, making them dumb noise in your head. And this thing now, with this bombing thing from yesterday afternoon, evening coming on, I mean, you could hear them. Now when I coming home last night, I walk it up a little way, then I get to drive up and to me home. When you look on the first project down there below me, the Buckley's, the first project, you hear boom, boom, oh, I'm to this country. You can't let the year be here and then be there. I don't know what I'm to it was, you know. Some things when you talk, oh, you don't like the government, you don't like anything nice to you. Oh, you mean you don't like the government because you like the government, you want to put a stop into it. Tell the guy you cry about the water. Some bad-mindedness now going on in there, always to just be wicked to one another in God. Well, I don't know what God's going to do with our judgment day. You hear? And somebody must go and assist the man because you want water to use.
Yes, can't live without it.
You want to see, and so you don't have to spiteful people in God wallow. They say, oh God, I come along with a woman don't predict. I'm married with a volcano. I want to go. I'm going to go and sweep the Caribbean, so let the guy. When they think they're happy, unhappy in one, and they're happy themselves, all are we going to be unhappy. One of these going sailing out in the sea. Where are we, you know, put fish, eat away. You guys, they don't complain, you know, they say by now in January, you know, look out for disaster, and I don't get a video down in the ear, you know. So we're going to get this kind of eruption. And I don't know how to man to man, as they say, so unjust. But this was a big bomb, them a big bomb like a bucket, as the man just said, they put them on the bucket and boom, boom, boom. We're now in Afghanistan now.
Yeah.
When I used to hear them there, I don't know what happened there, say yes, ban them. Last year, you know, hear nothing like that there, no time. I don't know where they come from this year. Somebody let down the guard because they got a friend up the port and yes, man, I could bring them here. I'm going to say it's mine. I'm going to let them clear them. Oh, Lord. Mr. Blake, you just have a good Friday. Here, I don't know what happened to her in this place here. Big people in authority just don't know how to put down their foot. They're laying it up to keep taking it off too quick.
Okay. All right, thank you. Clearly, what's missing here is compassion. We lack compassion badly and deeply, and I've been saying all the time, as black people, we cannot be demanding reparations and demanding that we be treated this way and that way by other people if we don't treat each other right. There's a lack of compassion for one another, and the Dalai Lama, in his wisdom, has concluded that that's the essence of religion. The essence of religion is compassion for all life, and we are lacking in compassion because clearly, when we engage in these kind of behaviors, and our parents, when we do this as youngsters, and our parents don't discourage us and don't threaten us with punishment if we don't cease and desist, it's a lack of compassion for the neighbor, for others of the community, others in the society. You know, and I think that along with immorality, greed, and injustice, we should add that lack of compassion as constituting the major ills that afflict every man, Jack, every clime and country on planet Earth. We have another caller? Let's take him or her. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'd like to go in here, please.
You are on the air. You are live and loud.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
How are you today?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
I'm fine. I'm excellent. Wonderful. Did not say just say something there, right? I don't know why we always want to listen to man. When man brings something, we always want to listen to them. But when God says things, nobody wants to listen to the Almighty God. I rebuke that. So we're gonna get the she said something. I rebuke that. Okay. Man could say what they want. Man no critical or anything. But when God have plan, nobody could move it. Okay? When man plan thing, God could always wipe it out. But when God have plans for we, nobody at all could touch it. So let me rebuke them things, your man. Man could predict however they want. You just have to go faith in God and just pray.
Okay.
Stop calling things. You have a safe day. Culture, good morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, that last caller would be surprised to learn that God himself in the Bible predicts a number of disasters and so on to strike the earth just before his son returns to reclaim what belongs to him. You know, the Bible itself makes it clear that there are going to be earthquakes in diverse places and a whole heap of things. So it's not just man saying this thing, except a man gets up on his own. Now, you know, there's a particular character in town who would go in the square and predict all kinds of things happening. No, this is sometimes Bible itself, Bible prophecy being fulfilled. Let's take another caller. Hello? Hello?
Brother Blake, again, me.
Yes.
Brother Blake, recognize the caller voice. We're talking about the water.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's that person, I believe that they should go and assist him because he's a very hard worker. I believe he's a taxi man too.
Yeah, but I'm going to stop you there, you know. I'm going to stop you there. I don't think it depends on who the individual is. This is a citizen of St. Kitts who has constructed his property and needs water connection. It doesn't matter who he is. So you're saying, you know, the individual, and because of who he is, he needs assistance. I am saying no matter who he is, the individual needs assistance. But carry on.
We do a little farming too.
Mm-hmm.
He do farming and so on. He want the water to help. Maybe when the place dry to help water, he get now water.
No,
he go or whatever.
Mr. Politics, we need water. We need water for all kinds of things, not just for farming. We need water. We can't live without water.
Blake, I know that.
Right.
I know that. That is water that they should go, and I believe they could go and assist the guy because that is where he live off. He little farming. He got a little animals them and so. And I believe he got some ducks and birds and all those things. So he must want water to get them. You understand? So I believe somebody's supposed to look into the system and try to work out something for him that he can get the water.
Okay.
All right then.
Thank you. Let's take another caller. Hello?
Yes, Brother Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
According to the report of the guy who said that he need the hookup.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. You asked him a question if any other structure in the area. Because normally, I know, and in the years gone by, they would say, okay, it's only one house up there, and we can go and put certain things in place, things in place to supply one house.
Mm-hmm.
So they would wait until a certain amount of house go down, and then they will go and put up whatever they got to put up. But water is essential. And everyone should have access to water once there is water. But you see what happened to a lot of people like to use the power of authority out of the pocket and take advantage of the lesser ones who do not have that power of authority that like they have. And they use that for a lot of reasons against people. Well, I hope that is not the way. But I'll come back to this bomb thing here now. I know when the farm administration put up the ban, because the murder rate was so high with the gun shooting business, and the leader gets vexed and he declared that he banned them. But money is the root of all evil. And if me bring in some bomb, and you, Mr. Blake, checking me out, and you say, hey, you can't go with these down there, I say, man, give me them, man, I'm going to make money. Let me give you this to let me pass. Take this. No bribe supposed to be there. You have to look what you bomb them could do. If you let you pass with them, you go down with you bomb them, people get dead, and the whole you up for selling them, you're going to say, we get them. So everybody going into trouble. So people supposed to do the right thing. It doesn't matter who you are. Last night, the last thing, when I was sitting down, just before tea close off, a couple and the child were coming up the road from church. And when they leg the last one, you don't want to hear the bad word what the wife leg how she fighting. Coming from church, that means how terrible them bomb the sound. So we are calling the people who are supposed to see that these bombs do not enter our port. Do your work. Because every month 10, you do one work and that is colored pay. Brother Blake, see you. Have a good day.
All right then.
Thank you.
Very well. Let's take another caller. Hello, caller.
Mr. Blake, good morning.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
A great show as usual. In relation to the gentleman who calling concerning the water, it doesn't matter color, creed, politician, politics.
Right.
The bottom line is that We need to get away with these things. We don't care. We become in a society of persons who don't care, because it's very difficult for someone to go into a new area. And you have to wait until other persons come there to get water and electricity. So suppose, just for argument's sake, it takes 10 years. So you're going to be out of these things for 10 years? That makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
So the bottom line is that there should be a system where you apply, because at the end of the day, other person will eventually come, and at least you have the infrastructure in place, and they feed off of it. But I don't subscribe to this thing about, oh, you go there first, you must wait until other persons come. So the reality is that how are you going to know when this person going to come? So I totally agree with you on that issue in terms of, it doesn't matter what. If you're a farmer, you're a politician, the system is supposed to be fair across the board. You go into this area, you apply, because you need water, you need electricity, you have a new building, you have to pay the bank, but at the same time, you don't have any water, you don't have any electricity. Absolutely no sense. In relation to the bomb issue, the bottom line is that the authorities, it's amazing how we operate in this country. we one time we hot, then we get just cold. So sometimes it left you to wonder what is really going on. So it is sad, that's how it is. I try to be as fair as possible, and that is the problem. Because one time it's a ban on these bombs, but then where do? So if there's a ban, so where they are coming from? They're not dropping out of the space. And the reality is that we are coming as society, we don't care. And according to, who the person is, you just operate in a donkey attitude. You don't care who you affect. I know growing up it was totally different. You had respect, but everything is just going haywire, in my opinion. And sometimes it comes from the household. Children are getting children. The Bible must be fulfilled. So the reality is that we are living in these days. You have to respect yourself first and foremost before a person can respect you. It doesn't matter what position you have. And so we have some challenges, and person just need to understand that we're supposed to be our neighbor's keepers. Thank you very much, Mr. Blake. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. And in my mind, that is well said. We have another caller. Let's take him or her. Hello, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Blake.
Very well.
Morning, sir.
Morning to you.
Yeah, with this bomb coming in, you can't blame Ford for everything, When they are smuggling going on, or sometimes things come in and Ford they know nothing about it. They're just on the market.
Yes.
And these things look last night thing, and calling police, that's a joke. That you just check the direction.
Imagine that.
Calling police, that's a joke.
Yes, sir. Hello? Oh dear, what a shame. Yeah, well, it seems to me that if these things are banned, if they do find their way through customs, which is really questionable here, the police should have the authority to confiscate supplies wherever they're being sold, if they are banned, just like the way they do with camouflage clothing, for example. So I'm not sure how to proceed with this in terms of an analysis of it and how to solve it. But let's take another caller. Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You there?
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Carry on.
No, man, you got a lot of noise in this line, man.
Really? Sorry about that. That's better?
Mr. Blake, you got some noise in this line here,
Yeah, well, I'm speaking to the technician next door. I'm not sure why that is so. But carry on. Yeah, talk to me. Okay. Would the problem be right here? GQ. Okay. Hello, caller. Oh dear.
Mr. Blake.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, like the person that who believe in the Bible, where you hear? Remember they say when no we're building the ark, everybody laughing, oh, no funny. But I know you're just wasting time. And the flood come now, they are not under the thing and go. They don't find the children them. The animals and to buy to they believe in God. I tell you, anything could happen at any time. The other day, I was down in Hawaii, that last year, they had the volcano blobs are coming right down into area where people live in. I don't think it's impossible. With God, all things are possible. The woman said, and I jumped around a couple of months ago, and I surprised again. I hear it come back here in a thing again saying, look out from now and January, anything could happen. So now lay out to see you. I will just swim right go to this volcano all around us, and anything could happen with the volcano blowing up.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Certainly we're not wishing for this thing to happen. We're not going to pray for it to occur. We would prefer that it does not happen. But we must be aware and accept that it could happen. And because the possibility exists, we need, as Nemo would remind us all the time, to be as prepared as possible. We have another caller? Okay. Right. So, it's important for that we recognize that. Now, I really don't know. I think I'm going to try and have a talk with a particular individual with respect to this matter. But let's take this caller first. Hello? Hello, caller? Hello, you're there? Are you? Okay, you're not. All right. Yes. You're back. Okay. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Morning.
Good morning to you.
That gentleman says he done.
What is happening here? Oh, wow. Just as soon as he started. Okay, that's a shame. Alright, we went out of time, by the way, so you have another maybe 5 minutes or so before you can, within which you can intervene. So do that within that time, please. I would have liked to have more discussion, tell you the truth, with respect to the elections in St. Vincent in particular, whether people think that it's okay for Gonzalez or any prime minister to be eligible to run for as long as he wishes, and to be eligible for re-election 5, 6, 10 times. And should we also impose restrictions on person's age? In other words, should Gonzalez 74 be eligible to run still? Or it doesn't matter his age, just that he shouldn't be allowed to run for 5 and 6 consecutive times. Let's take this caller. Hello?
Hey, Brother Blake.
Yes, sir.
Up to last night, I was up on a program that ZZ having too many problems with the telephone, and he ain't supposed to be so. ZZ is the grandfather and the grandmother of radio station in the Federation.
And it has a wider listenership than any other radio station in St. Kitts.
Right, and this telephone company where we got, taking advantage of people. This landline thing, something, and another company you're there talking. When you look, maybe 3-4 minutes gone, blip, it cut out. You call back again, hear them. This line, why you do not have enough credit for this call? And in the landline, what's stopping me not order body with my phone? Every month me pay me bill them. This company, when I want a man to walk all over the place, I laugh and I smile, everybody is blind. That's what they do. We want another landline company, just like we got Digicel and we got what I call it?
Flow.
We need another landline, then they're gonna buckle up. That's what they will call. The problem ain't so ZZ at the phone company. Anyway, Brother Blake, somebody else could get in a call. So thank you. Have a good day.
Very well. Okay. Yeah, we need to have that matter solved. Let's take this other caller. Hello. Hello.
Hi, good day. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
I don't really call into radio stations.
Yeah, thank you for making this an exception.
Yeah, I want to talk about the bomb issue.
Yes.
The shot. I personally think that the bigger ones should be banned. Because I saw what they were doing last night. They was actually firing it at one another, so, and they could have actually injured themselves or burn down somebody's place. So, I mean, they need to be looked into. And Mr. Wilshire is right. Always right. I always like to hear him when he gives his input on any issue. Great man. But I've realized that St. Kitts is a place, and other places we don't move until something happens. I don't know if you can contest to that. And that's my take on that.
Okay.
Okay, have a good day.
Thank you. It is true that very often we wait until something happens to react. That's why we like to refer to ourselves or to St. Kitts, to Kittitians and divisions as being reactive as opposed to taking action before things happen, because prevention is still better than cure. We have another caller. Let's take him or her.
Yes, Mr. Blake.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. I thought you said thanks. I spoke about the condition of the guts here in Middle Island. And
yes.
Just like I was saying. Stop the water running today so that the alcohol could drive. And they do it perfectly good. I could shut me and drive to now.
Very good.
So better give me a job to go around and look for the bad holes them in the road. What do you think?
Of course. Why not?
Anyway, they just sent me into retirement February. Okay, but I still could do that work.
Okay.
They sent me into retirement February gone. So what do you think I should apply?
Why not? If you're capable of doing it, you know, you might get better, same good results. Okay.
So right now I just doing my driving school.
I see.
Okay then, so I'm going to try to get in there to get a job with them, to look out the bad road them.
Very well.
Then, see you.
All the best. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take another caller. Okay. Alright, in any event, we just have another couple of minutes. Yeah, we do have our perhaps final caller. Let's take him or her. Hello.
Well, sir, me define what? Hey, Mr. Blake, what Guy Fox thing? How did the Guy Fox do it? No man abandon the system. Some man say go and set the system. How we go? When you got time, give us the Guy Fox story. Listen.
Yes.
You see when me hear some of them, no. Me I tell you. No, you see them babao? You see them babao there? Them babao the dangerous man. Me could swear me hear some live rounds lick off.
Yes.
From real gun. That one laugh is serious.
I know, I heard it too.
Because even though some of the things them sound similar, right? Man who got them proper use the opportunity to just bust some blank. Very glad it's blank and then shoot at nobody. You understand?
Yes, sir.
But me sure me hear some live ones, man. And me no understand how they say, you see how the system runs. They say this thing you ban, you know. Not that they say government say it ban.
Yeah, that's my understanding too.
Not that them say Mr. Blake.
That's my understanding, that these things are prohibited.
You think you according to culture the thing so me can hardly hear you, but them say the thing ban.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I understand that they are in fact not allowed to be.
Okay. But me no understand how them if them ban, how them still a sell and sell openly. I mean, it's money business, but somebody have to bring them here.
That is true.
It's a serious thing. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you. And listen, to tell you the truth, the story, the history of Guy Fawkes should not be celebrated in my mind. This is not something we should be celebrating in the first place. You know, given the circumstances surrounding the effort, the attempt, the incident, we should not be celebrating it. But we have another caller. We don't? Okay, fine. Then we'll make this final intervention for Frank and Candid today and for the week. We have one more caller. Let's take him, and he will be our final caller for today. Hello, caller.
Yeah, I just wanted to call back. I wanted to say, most times the government is not to blame for certain things. I'm speaking about the water issue. The guy is the people appointed.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is blaming the government.
No, you can't blame the government for somebody who has been appointed to the job and fulfill that. Simple as that.
Okay.
We just need to shuffle them sometimes.
I agree with that sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, thank you. And that was our final call, our final input for Frank and Candid for today and for the week. When we meet again next week, hopefully on Monday, the first scheduled flight should have landed, we should have had by that time our first set of visitors post-COVID. Well, sorry, because COVID is still very much extant, still very much with us, but since the reopening. And so we're going to see how that pans out. Let's hope that things work as well as the authorities, the NEOC and others have arranged and what we expect and deserve. Let's keep trying to do the right thing. Let's continue to be safe. And please, for those of us who have not yet begun to adopt the requirements, practice the protocol that's on, it's not too late. Let us start now. I wish all of you a very lovely Friday and an even more sumptuous weekend. Until we meet again, blessings.